Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Crimson Vow draft here on the channel. My name is Nikolai, and in this video, I will be going pick by pick and play by play through a Crimson Vow draft, talking through all of my decisions so you know what to do in your own drafts. If you enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. Let's get started here. It's an exciting time. It's going to be a fun draft. I'm looking forward to it. So, what have we here? A very interesting rare. I've never played with it or seen it in play before, but my initial instinct is that the card is a little bit weak. A 4-mana 2/2 does need some help, and even though you can put creatures into play, you can probably already cast your expensive cards by the time you use this, and sure, it can flip, but it's kind of hard to justify passing your whole turn and flipping it. Sometimes, I guess you can use the ability and then flip it. It's just tough to use. But I kind of want to try it out at the same time, because that's one of the benefits of me being able to make these videos is you get to see some of the rares in action, and it could be really good because you can pass the turn, flip it, and use instants and stuff if you want. It's got pretty good flipping. There's also Brambleworm, which is a card that I want to try, but I'm sure I'll get a chance to try this again. Whereas no guarantees on the rare. In the commons, I like Lantern Bearer the best, but I would definitely take Brambleworm over it at this point because the card Brambleworm is just so strong. And then I think Bloodcray Socialite's pretty good. So I think I go Howlpack, Brambleworm, Lantern Bearer, then Bloodcray's Socialite. So we started with a green card, and I would like to play it, but we're not going to just force our way into it. There is Flourishing Hunter as the best green card in the pack to follow it up. I think it's better than the Rural Recruit. So Hunter, you can get it in a turn early, I guess, if you want to use the Howlpack Piper, which is nice. There's also Thirst for Discovery, which is it's a good card, don't get me wrong. It's just quite good. And it does work well with the Howlpack Piper, wanting to pass the turn and cast instants, but I don't know. I feel like I don't want to prioritize this sort of thing as much because I want to be affecting the board with my cards a little bit more. There is Edgar's Awakening, which kind of a similar boat. It can play well with some of the big creatures. If you have some blood tokens, it's good. There's also Bloodcray Socialite, which I do want to get more reps with. This card's, I think, best in an aggressive deck, but we could still be an aggressive deck. I don't know which direction to go here. I kind of want to take, Bloodcray Socialite, but I think I'm still just going to take Thirst for Discovery as, the best card in the pack. I think it is still quite a powerful card, but maybe that's incorrect. Ho, 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 ho. Mr. Blood Tithe Harvester. This card is excellent, and makes me want to play Black-Red. And I think the card's good enough to take early, on the chance that you get to be Black-Red, because the 2-mana 3/2 that also gets you a blood token is just amazing. What else is in this pack? There is Traveling Minister. There is Flourishing Hunter number 2. There is Blood Fountain. But I think I go Blood Harvester, then I take Flourishing Hunter, just so I can see how it synergizes with the Piper. And then I would take the Minister and then Blood Fountain, I think. But yeah, I like this card. I'm not a huge fan of the Distracting Geist, just because the 2/1 is pretty miserable on blocks. And sometimes you do end up in a blocking situation. Okay, I see what you're picking up, draft signals. Innocent Traveler is a card that it looks quite bad, because if you're on the defensive and you play a 4-mana 1/3, you're just going to lose. But if you're attacking them and they have some humans, it's actually kind of scary. I don't really see a compelling reason to go into white. I'm a little bit cooler on the Drogskol Infantry. The card's solid. Not really a big reason to jump into the white deck. I would like to take a black or red card follow-up, but I don't think hers is very good, and I'm not sure on the Traveler, whereas I do really like Lunar Rejection. I think this card's quite good. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Innocent Traveler to get some reps with it. It just seems so miserable, because I know that I'm going to be behind in some game, and I'm going to try to play this card, and I'm just going to be unable to block. It's just going to be horrific. So we're going to take Lunar Rejection. Looks like we're getting a little bit rewarded here, finding some nice blue spells cards. This card, I'm fine speculating on it because it's quite good. There's a Scattered Thoughts and a Screaming Swarm. I've not been impressed by Screaming Swarm. Whenever my opponent plays it, it just feels irrelevant. The abilities are kind of junky and don't really do much. Whereas Scattered Thoughts kind of does a lot of what I'm trying to do. I want to hold up mana. I already do have Thirst for Discovery, which does make Scattered Thoughts worse. But I don't really like the Screaming Swarm. I don't want the Geistlight Snare. Scorpion is a consideration, for sure, but I think I'll still just take the Scattered Thoughts. Don't want to pass any strong blue cards if I do end up going this direction. Okay, and now there's Chill of the Grave and a Hookhand Mariner. first picked a green card and haven't seen a ton of great green. I mean, I did get past a couple of Flourishing Hunters. We are seeing Traveling Minister, which is quite good. I have a lot of instants, so Chill of the Grave could play well with that. I have a lot of... between the Mariner and the Chill. I'm more likely to be blue at this point, but I do kind of want to play the Piper, and Werewolves play well with the Piper. I'm going to take Chill for now. Just stay closer to one color so that I can potentially, like, maximize my odds of being able to open a rare in a second color. There's a Skywarp Scob. Maybe try that one out if I can fill my graveyard up. Haven't really gotten a ton of reps with it, but it is the only blue card in the pack. Maybe not send any blue signals, get hooked up. Anger's a card I've wanted to try. Fearful Villager could be solid. Not a huge fan of the Reclamation, just not relevant. Getting the lands back. Okay, not a huge fan of Arm or Unholy Officiant. Dawnheart Disciple's a solid card, not really in green-blue, though. Don't really want to just keep taking Scattered Thoughts. But I also just kind of like, it appeals to me not to pass any blue cards down. Because, I mean, like, I haven't really passed any, like, after, like, pick 3. The Disciple's not really a card I'm excited about outside of very specific decks. Let's just keep taking these cards. Mostly so I don't pass them. There's a Sporeback Wolf. There's a Lightning Wolf. There's an Honored Heirloom. Sporeback Wolf could be solid. I still could be blue-green. There are a few red cards here, but none of them are super, like, spectacular. Wow. Wow, Flourishing Hunter came back. That's wild to me. There's also Siphon Essence, but we're just going to jam the Flourishing Hunter. I think this card's pretty solid. And the second Flourishing Hunter did not come back. Siphon Essence is actually pretty good in this deck because I have all these blue instant speed cards. Mulch is not a particularly great card. I think we'll just take a Lightning Wolf because I don't really want Snarling Wolf outside of like dedicated Wolf decks. Mulch is not a card I'm hugely happy to play based on my experiences. Monstrosity is just so weak. Ooh, nice. So blue-green could be the spot we end up. Diver Scob. Well, we are playing blue, and this is a very good blue uncommon. Also, new mouse, so don't have to worry about clicking on a card and having it double-click, though. It does sometimes pop into my head as a concern. We see 2 good black cards, but pack 1, honestly, we didn't see a single good black card other than this gold card. I mean, maybe we saw some good blue cards. But yeah, we're not going to switch into black. We're just going to stick with blue and then maybe go green as well. We could kind of switch into a different secondary color probably. Okay. There is Dormant Grove, which is an interesting one. I kind of want to try this at some point. Puts counters on your creatures. How many creatures do I have? 7. There's also Siphon Essence. The last time we saw that it wheeled, it came around pretty late. What my strategy could be like play a 2-drop and then just start holding up counter magic. Get a bunch of syncopates and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the Sell-Off Entomber. It's okay. Kind of want to try Dormant Grove. But I need more creatures in the early game if I want to do that strategy. Kind of also want to just take the Siphon Essence. It seems double black, so I'd have to really go deep into 3 colors to use it. I'm going to try the Dormant Grove. When I faced the Dormant Grove, it was pretty solid. Biolume Egg. I'm not going to be able to support that. I have 1 exploit card so far. How many would I need to be happy playing Biolume Egg? Also, what else would I take out of this pack? I guess it's between the Egg and like the Evolving Wilds. Honestly, green did seem relatively open. I also got a last pick Witch's Web, which I don't understand why you would pass that if you were in green. So blue-green is probably open. Question is, how many exploit cards can I get? I have 1 so far. We could wheel some stuff. I don't know. It feels like a high enough upside card that I'm fine taking it over Evolving Wilds, even though I love me in Evolving Wilds. More than most, probably. Pack Song, Pup. Wolf or werewolf? We have wolf, werewolf, wolf. There's also Child of the Pack, which would be a pretty good splash, I'd say. Plays well with my... maybe it doesn't play as well with my instant speed shenanigans. How many other wolves do you need for this card to be great? Probably the best card in this pack. Maybe I just want Steelclad Spirit. Yeah. Another Flourishing Hunter. Nice. I don't really want to take the Wretched Throngs. I'd rather just get another Hunter. Ooh, Wolf Strike. Get me the removal spell. Let's go. Oh, the Soul Cipher board. I do not like the boarded window. Grizzly Ritual could be a fine splash. We have the Honored Heirloom. We might need some extra tools in the late game. I don't think I'm really going to need a Soul Cipher board. Draw a card for each creature you control, or each creature with flying. I don't really have a lot of flyers. Could just take this. I have some human werewolves. I just need 2 drops. There's nothing else that I'm really excited about. Okay, we wield the Repository Scab. That's another card to go with this Biolume Egg. There's also Crushing Canopy we could main deck potentially. Whew, got that Siphon Essence back. Also a Sporeback Wolf. Oh, man. I just want to play Counter Magic. It's pretty solid. Ooh, Evolving Wilds came back. Nice. That's going to help with the Grizzly Ritual Splash. Plenty of card draw. Sheltering Boughs. Works well with the Dormant Grove strategy. We could just go Nature's Embrace and just play like all the colors we need. We have this. We could play Grizzly Ritual. We could go for a pretty deep splash into black with 2 Nature's Embrace, an Honored Heirloom, and an Evolving Wilds. That's something worth experimenting with. We could get some Toughness Matters payoffs or these Flourishing Hunters. Get a couple good removal spells. Mulch. Probably not going to play it, but might as well take it. Last pick, Roller Recruit. That's interesting. Okay, so there's Creepy Puppeteer, which is a great aggressive card. I'm not sure how aggressive my deck is, but maybe I'm still supposed to splash this. What else is there? There is, in green or blue, there's Gutter Skulker, which is fine. Not the greatest defensive card, which my deck is pretty defensive. There's an Apprentice Sharpshooter, which is a pretty good defensive card. Also, I could just abandon the Nature's Embrace plan and just only splash Grizzly Ritual off the Heirloom and Evolving Wilds in a swamp. So I'm not going to like overcommit for that. I think I just want the Sharpshooter to give myself some anti-flyer, something to help me stabilize early game. I think it's probably better than Gutter Skulker. Having some 3-drops is just super nice. Nothing too worth splashing here. I could splash Fierce Retribution. I think I'm just going to stick with something consistent until I find something really worth splashing. Like me a Weaver of Blossoms. I think I already have enough card draw, and I can wield the Siphon Essence. Catapult Fodder. Don't say. How many cards do I have that have more toughness than power? That's a card. Holy heck, I can sacrifice that to... Oh, you're in. I can sacrifice my Biolume Egg. That's hilarious. Catapult Fodder. Nice. Sign me up. There's also Syncopate, which I wouldn't mind, and Toxic Scorpion, but we're going to try this. We have a decent splash here. Ho ho ho! The Unhallowed Phalanx. There's also a foreboding statue, which I really want to try out. Seems good in my deck. I can probably wield the Phalanx or the Skywarp Scab. I don't really need to prioritize those. Okay, so I don't want to run these Nature's Embraces if I can help it. So I can splash black off the Heirloom, the Evolving Wilds. Oh, Chandra just to kill. Hello. Sheltering Boughs. I already took one of those, didn't I? No, I took something else. Okay. Gutter Skulker. Do I want it? Probably not. I don't think I'll need it to win. Do I want to splash Fierce Retribution? Potentially. Do I want to just splash Falcon Wrath Celebrants? Probably not. More likely to want this card than anything else in this pile, I think. The Lumber Knot. Another toughness payoff. We have Flourishing Hunter, Dormant Grove, and now the Lumber Knot all on the splash, or two of them on the one of them on the splash. Sporeback Wolf would be great here. I like me a Hookhand Mariner. I'm not going to play this Rural Recruit. The question is, can I afford to play it? Also, Siphon Essence. I have 1, 2. I have a lot of 4-drops. Just going to keep taking Siphon Essences. Mold Graph, I don't really want it. I'd rather take this card, I think. Selhoffen Tumor. I'm a huge fan of the card. I'll take it in case I need a 2-drop. I'd rather just play Dawnheart Disciple, though. Nice, another Siphon Essence. I really just want to be able to hold up Siphon Essence and Scattered Thoughts. I feel like having 3 of them is excessive, but we'll push the limits, see how it goes. And a Syncopate. Don't mind if I do. We will be countering everything. Holy heck. And a Skywarp Scab came back. Now, I do feel like I might need 2-drops, but I'm just going to take the Skywarp Scab. It's like a great card for my toughness thing. The old toughness plan. We have a cool deck. Cradle of Safety, eh? Kind of like another counterspell, almost. This is one of those decks that could just totally backfire as soon as I play against a deck that's aggressive in any way. Just probably gonna have to play that guy and this guy just so I don't die early. Then we'll just splash black for our 3 black cards. I think those are all worth splashing. Okay, let's make some cuts. Easy cut. Easy cut. Just didn't get there. Easy cut on that guy. Because I only have like 1 way to sacrifice things. Actually, I have 2 ways if I flip the Catapult Fodder, but still, I think that's just worse than my other options. Gotta cut that. Because I have Evolving Wilds and Statue and Weaver, so I can, like, kind of get a black source from those. So I have, like, 2 black sources. 7, 14, 15, 16. 17. Right now, I'm going to cut Mulch. Oh, gosh. Some of these cards are just clunkers. Dawnheart's Disciple does nothing in my deck. I have 2 humans to follow it up. But I'm not really aggressive like that. I don't know. Maybe I just go... I don't think I can afford Cradle of Safety. It's a bit of a luxury card. I have 3 Siphon Essences. 2... I just have insane, like, card draws. I'm just going to cut Chill. So I have 3 card draw effects here to set up my combos. And I've got 4 counter spells. And I've got a 1 removal spell, 2 removal spells. I think I'd rather have Dawnhart Disciple than Selhoff Tumor. Kind of like all these cards. So I think I'll start cutting the weakest ones. This kind of interaction. I only have a couple 2-drops. That'll be fine, though. We'll block up the ground fairly effectively once we get to 3 mana. One thing I like to do is I just cut like the weakest cards power level wise. I don't think I need Scattered Thoughts and 2 Scattered Thoughts and Thirst for Discovery. Maybe I do. Ten non-creature spells. So I have, these are kind of like interaction spells. Can only really afford to run 2 draw spells, I think. Maybe not even that. Kind of like all these guys. Maybe run it like this and then see if we feel like we're lacking card draw. And I think at this rate I want to shave the island for the forest because all my early drops are green. Or all my 3-drops are at least. This is an aggressive splash, but I think most of my cards trigger it. Or a lot of them do. Maybe I can't afford to splash it. Because I can't play it on turn 3 all that often. And I have 1. It counts itself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I cut that guy, I can add back in a Scattered Thoughts. And I don't have to worry about my splash as much. So I think I like that better. Also mulch it up just to make this thing better. But I think we're going to be fine this way. Let's see how it does. I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my content, my channel, at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special shout out to those at the credits level. It is thanks to Patreon support that I'm able to make as many videos as I do, so if you found my videos to be of some value, maybe they've helped you win a couple of extra games on the arena ladder, or maybe you've crushed your FNM because of some of my advice, and you want to help me continue making the videos, then Patreon is the best way to do so, and as my way of saying thank you, you even gain access to some pretty cool Patreon exclusive rewards, like access to my card-by-card grade spreadsheet, my tier list for Crimson Vow, which is an excellent bonus resource to help you crush your competition, especially early on in the format when a lot of people don't know how to evaluate the cards. But anyway, I do hope you are enjoying the video so far, regardless of whether or not you decide to become a patron. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. We have a slow hand, but Flourishing Hunter can catch us back up. And yeah, let's just hope for the best. They did not have a 1-drop. That's nice. Our deck is also just naturally slow, so we're just going to rely on Flourishing Hunter pretty heavily to catch us back up from games. I'm going to get an island here. Okay. And then we can hold up Thirst for Discovery and Siphon Essence next turn. And then just jam Lumbernaught. Wow, we are in great shape now. This should be an easy win. If they don't do anything in the first 3 turns of the game, we are in great shape. Okay, we are going to ditch an extra island. Just gonna play the Lumbernaught out. What does white-green have that can kill this at instant speed? Nothing. So I figured the next turn we can play the Spirit and hold up a counterspell again. That is fine by me. This thing just a pure defender in our deck, pretty much. So maybe we don't even care about that card. Just gonna do this and hold up Syncopate. I don't really care about a ground blocker, can't block that. Yeah, the fact that they haven't cast anything up to this point probably means that they can't spend their mana. Looks like they're off to a clunky start, but we kind of built our deck to thrive if we don't fall behind early. So we'll probably do fine in this sort of matchup generally. Sure. Just counter that. Stay ahead in the race. Spirit, and then just pass. We'll hold up Siphon Essence and Scattered Thoughts. We could have potentially just ditched the Spirit, but they're probably going to play a ground creature eventually. That is so okay with me. I do not mind. We're just ahead in the race. Don't really need the lands right now. It'd be nice to draw one. We don't have any creatures right now, but we can play the Piper, hold up our counterspell, and then we can start cheating in our cards. This card's actually great in our deck. We kind of built our deck to maximize this guy. I'm not sure if Dormant Grove fits our game plan as much. I'm okay with that. Not mind at all. Draw a card. If it's a wolf or werewolf, untap it so I can put in that and this next turn. Sign me up. Yeah, that's not happening, buddy. Hate to break it to you. You know. We have one creature in the graveyard right now. I messed that up slightly. Oops. I meant to put that thing into play as well. Or discard it for the blood token, but never fear. We will just... Yeah. Flip our Howlpack Piper. Yeah, I'll get another Flourishing Hunter. Don't mind if I do. I can give everything Vigilance. Sure. That's a pretty good card. Wish I could have countered it. And I'll flip it back. Put the counter here so it can attack. Oh, the creature I put it on has to have higher toughness. Yikes. If I can trade anything with this, I'll be happy. And this thing comes back. I can then put the Flourishing Hunter back in. Everything is flowing smoothly here. I'm learning how my Dormant Grove works. This card's probably too slow for my deck. I'm already going to fall behind, and playing Dormant Grove is just a recipe for disaster. But I feel like I have some cool toughness synergies. So I can flip this relatively easily with a Skywarp Scab or something. This can become an 8/8, but that's not super relevant. About to win. Let's retool our deck a little bit. Make sure everything is optimal, as they say. Don't think we can afford to play the Dormant Grove. Also, the Piper with the 6/6 is actually incredible. I really like that synergy. Don't think we have room for you, Dormant Grove. I kind of want to get more reps with it, but might just need a Selhoffen Tumor, but that card's so weak. Maybe I'll just try it. I'll try another game with the Tomb. Oh, not the Tomb. We'll just try it like this. Yeah. Our opponent didn't do anything that game, and so then our counter magic really got to be leveraged. Our deck kind of wishes it had like a bunch more of the Sporeback Wolf, I think. But it would ideally have like more of the 3/3 defensive guy too. Okay, we go first. We will keep this on the play, because if we hit a land for this thing, we're in great shape, I think. Maybe not. Maybe this is too sketchy, but this card could take over a game. If we get it to flip. Play a wolf. Not a wolf. Not ideal. We were kind of banking on this foreboding guy. The statue is here. Never fear. They're just gonna kill our statue now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me. Actually that's fine. We can get this thing to play and then punch it. Punch the gas. Huh. They want to attack with training, that's fine. I think I'll let it hit me this turn, and then I have a clear board. Sure. Yikes. And now they have to spend their turn recasting this, which means they won't have removal up. I like this plan. Ah! The Dollhouse. People have been telling me that this card is fantastic, and seeing it in play, I totally get it. I am toast. So toast. think I want to get as much power and toughness into play as possible. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City. Boom, 5-5. Yep. The graveyard's not particularly stacked. Okay, let's add green. Actually, let's add black. Thank you for the blood token, good sir. Thank you for another blood token. You're gonna get it back, but in the meantime, come on, let's jam. They elect to leave it in the graveyard. Dollhouse is doing stuff. Yep. They have to hold back their flyers so they can chump my flyer, which is nice. Makes their dollhouse tokens less scary. That's a problem. Do I have any creatures in my graveyard? Aha! They have to exile their own creatures. That hurts their dollhouse, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, they should have just exiled it. Oh, they're just frustrated and leaving themselves dead on board. I see how it is. I understand, opponent. Nobody likes being dead on board. I don't see what people were saying. I mean, it is kind of hard to set up the dollhouse. I mean, the card was terrifying when they first landed it, but like, you need to have a relatively stacked graveyard or have a few creatures. They made 3 creatures and it didn't win, but I guess I was pretty far ahead, maybe. I made my 3-mana 5/5, so that card's pretty great. I really like that guy. Yes. I have like 3 2-drops in this deck, because Syncopate is kind of like a 2-drop sometimes. We're on the lower end of that particular end of the spectrum, but we are cruising so far. And it is nice to get some W's. W. Oh, the ideal hand. We're going to get to see Dormant Grove in action. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 6-drop. I really like the Flourishing Hunter. It just feels so hard to lose when you play this card. The mulligan. It also was really funny because when my opponent played the Blood Vial Prevailer, I was like, oh, I didn't have one of my 4 counter spells to deal with that. Feels bad, man. Oh, prepare to have your essence siphoned. I don't want to trade 2 damage for 3 damage. If they want to activate this, they can activate it. Go ahead. Once I play this Dormant Grove, it's not going to matter. Aye, they get to play their land. No. I'm in trouble, slightly. Probably going to ditch the lumber knot if they don't cast anything worth countering. A Volt Charged Berserker, a 2-drop that can attack fairly well here. You shall not pass. I want to keep the pressure up because if they start casting these things, I'll need some pressure before this unblockable thing takes me down. Adding a lot of power to the board, potentially. Don't kill my wolf. Please. My wolf just wants to live. Holy heck, are they going to draw a card? Please draw a card. No, they didn't do it. Oh my gosh. Only I could afford to keep this lumber knot around. I'm gonna have to ditch it to find the land to play my Flourishing Hunter, though. Gain a sweet, sweet 6 life. Win the race. Become master of the world. Sure, it can only attack alone, though, which is nice. Maybe they won't realize that part, and they'll attack with both. Nope, they realized. I really want to just find my swamp. This is a greedy line, but I think it's worth it. Oh, that's so good. That is great. Okay. What a draw. I think I'm going to sacrifice itself. Probably a dead giveaway that I have Ancient Lumber Knot, but I think being able to have this be a 6/6 is going to be better. They put it on top. That's insane. Madness, I say, madness. And then I can gain a bunch of life, play my Lumber Knot. Mana value. Oh, they can take my... Oh, they can't take anything. Kind of like having all my big guys with Vigilance. It's mana value, buddy. They changed the rule. This is mana value 4 now. It used to be where you could, like, get Delver of Secrets for 1 mana if you wanted to. Oh, it's so difficult. I think I just play the Lumber Knot, though. They can't really kill me here. Plays around Syncopate. If they triple block, I can kill these 2 things. The toughness is real. Opponent's gonna have to make a double block, yeah. Presumably take 6. Fortunately, Wolf Strike isn't particularly good here. If they kill my Lumber Knot, I'm kind of out of power. Oh, no, they have. Oh, they're still dead. Okay. Thought they were going to have Sure Strike. It was going to be a massacre. Nice. We got there with our Toughness Matters cards. We haven't been falling behind early, which I was really worried about with this deck. But I think we've just been playing it slow deck, so maybe there's not as much aggression. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten beaten down plenty. And especially against werewolves, this deck has a terrible matchup because we just, like, pass and leave a counterspell, and they just flip their werewolves, and we're like, oh, gosh. Toast. Toast. But starting off 3-0, I mean, locking in at least a 50% win rate with a pretty cool deck. Innovating on the counterspells and the splashing that we can do. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Yeah. We get our counter spells. Da 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 na 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 na. And we play expensive cards. Trying to remember how the Incredibles theme song goes and kind of hum to that. Da da na 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 na. There's like not like the entire Incredibles theme song. It's just like a part of it. Like, I can imagine the little animation of, like, all the Incredibles, like, running around in their little animated forms. Okay, we will keep this on the plate. Getting that early Howlpack Piper into Flourishing Hunter action that we all look for. Oh, gosh, we're toast. We are so toast. Oh, dearie me. Epicure is going to deal, like, 6 to us. This is a problemo. Oh, we are so dead. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe we end up, like, high-rolling in our Howlpack Piper lid or something. Yeah, get out of here, buddy. That is going to haunt me. Okay. Well, shucks. If they don't kill this, we're in great shape. If they do kill it, which they probably will, because it is a scary card, we are in trouble. Oh, I've got trouble. Right here in River City. Oh, they didn't kill it, so they probably can't kill it, or they would have killed it pre-combat then. I don't understand. You missed a point of damage, my friend. Okey-doke. It is now nighttime. Yeah, I don't want you to have that guy. Sorry, it's just the way of the world. I kind of need to draw something so I can actually gain some life off this, I think. I know playing a 6/6 is appealing, but I really want to gain some life. So just having another card to play first would be nice. There we go. Not going to sack a creature. Ah! Falconwrath Forebear has returned. My biggest nightmare, realized at last. Bring back this guy, maybe? Just gonna kill that thing, stop their blood token generation. Aha, let's go. The blossom-clad werewolf. We're ready to go. Ah, the Ragged Recluse. We're actually in good shape here, I think. Boom. No attack still. We will get our swamp out of our deck just in case this guy dies. And we'll start cracking in. This thing flipping is a little annoying because then this thing will flip. We've gone through a fair amount of our deck. We can handle it. Bam. What do they got? Oh, they have an abrade. Makes sense, makes sense. Would love to draw one of my draw spells. Would be nice. So I can flip these into 3/3s. Still like this attack, though. Not really, never mind. This is the beginning of their end step. Oh, so this wouldn't have flipped, so I had a free attack. No, I didn't, because they could still double block. Do I want to trade Blossom Clad for a Blood Crazed? That's a question. Probably. I'll trade this guy for Ragged Recluse if they give me the chance, because then they lose their double block opportunities. So they kind of have to double block this. Because now I can just attack with everything. They don't have good blocks. Wow. If they'd done that on their turn, show them some, they needed to show a little bit more awareness of what they needed and done that on their turn. Okay, well, they kind of have their blocks all set up again. If only we could have drawn that a little bit earlier. But we're going to flip it to nighttime again real soon. They can triple block, but we're fine with that. Really interesting. They have another braid, it would appear. Yep, Siphon Essence does not protect against that. That is a good draw, though. That card is going to flip and be great. I did not flip this, but it could just flip on their turn if they don't have a spell here. Yep, there we go. Make the trade. Sure, don't care about that card. I have 2 counter spells now. I can attack with this guy. Okay, we're all set up. We got counter spells, removal spells. We're going to keep playing these for us so we can syncopate for maximum mana. Save, destroy target attacking creature. Okay, maybe I just have to let that resolve. They do have 6 mana up. I can counter it, but do I want to? 5/5 does pressure them pretty well, but I don't think it really matters. I'll win eventually. That's why I don't have to like tap out for their turn. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with that. I'm just going to siphon that. And I'm glad I didn't tap out on my turn. I want them to get their belligerent guest going, but they have a good spell. They're going to get to resolve it here. Luckily, don't care about that one. Could have cast Thirst there. That probably would have been better. Sending in the goons. Sure. Clearing the blockers out of the way. They get one of their blood tokens that they need to get closer to this guy. We have our Grizzly Ritual at the ready as well. We're at 20 life. We have a couple of attackers. That's all we need. Just to make sure we don't deck ourselves. So we're probably not going to cast this Thirst for Discovery because that would be imprudent. Counter us at A5. I still have Dormant Grove in the deck, I think. But I'm not going to... I mean, I do have it in the deck, but I don't really want to risk decking still. Sure. Attack! Go, Sporeback Wolf, go! Fly, be free! Sure. Got him. I think. Yes! Sealed the win. Wow, it's so empowering to just have so many counter spells. You're like, yeah, I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. I'll just hold my counter magic for the stuff that matters. And it looks like we did that successfully. It was a job well done. 76 trombones in the Piper Squad. Summoning all of the wolves to your side. And then when it becomes night, get more wolves. Not my best work there. So far, this deck has been performing great. We haven't played up. I mean, we guess that was kind of an aggressive opponent, and we performed pretty well. The Flourishing Hunters are key. Felt pretty strong. I think we had Lumberknot in the deck still, maybe. Okay, we will keep this. I would kind of like to be able to get my swamp. But I will need my island. I'm just gonna get my island, I think. I can use Weaver or my other artifact to get the mana I need, or just draw my swamp. Maybe I'm just supposed to get my swamp. I already have the black card in hand. I am prepared to get punished. I am prepared. Haha, never punished. I am the greatest. Why would I be punished? Punishment only happens to those who are not worthy, clearly. Yeah, I'm gonna counter your bomb rare. That's never resolving in a million years. I can show you the world, going the distance with a spore. The Sporeback Wolf is gonna hit him all the way down. We're just gonna counter every play they make. Every play you make. Okay, I don't care about that guy. Every rule you break. Oh, they really need a land. They're gonna sacrifice it. Wow. Maybe I should have done it to mana screw them, but yeah, if they play 3 mana to cantrip, I'm pretty happy with that. And they were gonna draw that card anyway. Every move you make. I'll hit my 5th land. Can't even play this Skywarp Scab. Never mind. I'm gonna play the Piper. I'm gonna go shields down for a turn. I pitched this Scab so I could maybe draw a card off it at some point. So they can't kill my guy. Let's go. Okay, we're in great shape now. And they'll get double the mana. I think I get the better end of the bargain here. Oh, let's go. We got a creature. Huh. Okay, 5 spells in hand. Oh, Zeitgeist. Don't care about that card. With the blood token. They want it to stay nighttime, eh? A state of eternal night. They want to counter this, they can counter it. Now I'm holding up Thirst, Siphon Essence. This is a 6/3 on the back. That trades perfectly with my Spore Crawler. I'm all ears, buddy. Attack! I'm ready. I'm ready for the attack. Sure. Key when you have counter spells is to not just use them instantly when you see something that can be countered. It's about having a little bit of wariness and know what matters and what doesn't. It kind of takes some practice, but like I'm just gonna hit them for 2 in the air until they find an answer to that, and then I can start worrying about the ground a little bit. Or if they play like something really meaningful that has a great enter the battlefield effect. I also don't really want to use this until I've already tapped out of my counter magic. So this one's really good for me to syncopate because they. Oh, but they can pay too. Yeah, but then I can counter this one. Yeah, this is a good one to counter. Because then if they go for the other part, I can Grizzly Ritual whatever creature they put it on. And daytime once more. I'm certainly not going to cast that, I don't think. fine trading that for anything. Put that into play. End the turn, flip my guy back. Take a Flourishing Hunter. That was a pretty insane 4 other cards, though. Sure. Now that I've used that, they cast 2 spells this turn, so this thing will flip. Which means I have 4, I think I can kill it. This thing's going to be a 3/3, so I don't need to kill it instantly. Which means I can afford to go. Put my wolf in. They have to trade there. Take a ton of damage. I'm going to discard the Steel Back Spirit. This thing flips. Get that guy. Okay, Flourishing Hunter, sure. And they can make this thing a pretty key threat, but then I can just kill the Hunter and win, I think. Okay, so they're playing it conservatively a little bit, which I respect for sure. Kill that. They can block this thing, and they take lethal. Lumber not doing work with the Scab. That was one of the synergy pieces I was looking for. And also, I'm so glad we first picked that rare, because I'm really seeing the power that it has when you build your deck around it. I mean, I think I've built my deck in a way that makes the card really good with the counter spells that I put in, all of the big wolves, and I don't even have all werewolves, but it's still just really performing. Blue-green is maybe one of its best homes because of all the instants, and like, it's really been really good every time I've drawn it and played it, so I've really liked that. So that's a pretty nice thing to learn from this draft, at the very least. Okay, we'll go first. We have our counterspell, we have a Spore Crawler. What could go wrong? Bum 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 da 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 da. I'll get this guy down first. You can probably trade with whatever they play initially, and then yeah, this is good. We'll just play it safe. Steady goes. They could counter this. I will discard a basic land. And then I will just get my Evolving Wilds out of the way, I think. I could have played this and tried to play the Howlpack Piper, but I like just keeping the status quo here. Wrecked. Oh, I could have replayed this. Did they really cast that at the wrong time? Gonna cast Scattered Thoughts on their end step. Not a huge fan of flyers. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point. It's a card advantage machine. Let's just do this, see what happens. Can't be countered. Oh, I just remembered this can't be countered. Genius. Genius. I just dominate their counter spells with this card. Oh my gosh. That is a piece of text that I had forgotten on the card, and now I am in great shape. Okay, sure. I still get to activate it, buddy. You are not going to like what I put into play. I can tell you that much. No, I don't have a second green mana. There we go. Wow, let's go. Sure, I'll get another Flourishing Hunter. Yep. All counter magic free. Oh my gosh, and they're using that. Oh, they're so toast. Oh my gosh. They're about to get massacred. I don't want to walk into Syncopate. I'm just going to play this to make this guy scary. I know I'm going Shields down on my Siphon Essence for a turn. But I do like having two relevant threats. They could have to deal with an attacking creature. Boom. We also have Wolf Strike if they do play a crazy bomb that we would have wanted to counter. So, whew, this game is close, kind of, it feels like. They have a lot of cards in hand, but okay, don't really care about that. Could not have countered it anyway. What's their removal spell here? Sure. We have our Siphon Essence and our Scattered Thoughts up. I like leaving those both up when we're so dominant on the board. Also, Wolf Strike is up. No need to let them resolve it. They could Syncopate for one. Take that, take that. I like this line a lot. I want to attack with this one as haste, I think. I think I'm just going to buff up the one we're not. Because the vigilance doesn't really matter right now. And this way, if they have a sweeper or something weird, I'm in good shape. Because I can always like play Flourishing Hunter, counter, haste, win the game. Wanderlight spirit. Okay. That is game. Game set match, as they say. Yes! Wow. Maybe we've cracked the code. Maybe we just need to build our deck for these long games, these grindier mid-range fests. And we don't really need to care about the... Because I've been for such a few sets in a row, I've been like, okay, we have to prioritize early game, So even like medium 2-drops are things I just really prioritize. And then this deck is just crushing it. Undefeated right now. Going into the final round. Just all these counter spells and card draw spells and like cool top end. The Howl Pack guy is sick. I'm so glad I took that card. Just dumpster their counter magic. Okay, we're gonna keep this and hopefully land our foreboding statue on turn 3. Start that snowball. This card's a beating as well. I really like the artwork, the design. It's just super cool. Okay, kind of a 2-drop. And we got there. Please don't counter this. Yes! The statue has resolved. And then we just play counter magic. It's like playing with Delver. Except instead of flipping into a 3-2, it flips into a 5-5. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, we are going to tap this for a green. Play this guy, and then we'll hold up our Syncopate for a turn. Boom, 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 boom. Looks like they're digging for something. Or they could play the land after that. Be a little silly. Okay, we'll trade 3-2 for 2-2. That's just good for us. Oh. They can't resolve anything too scary here. And if... I could have attacked. If they don't cast a spell this turn, this thing will flip. Okay, so they do get their land. That guy can be terrifying. Bum, 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 bum. So I got my 5/5 now. And now I just have to siphon essence any creatures they play. Hopefully they play creatures. But we'll have to see. Instant punish. Let's just flip this. Come on, let's jam. They're gonna go for another one? Of course they are. Oh, sweet, sweet siphon essence. Oh, They could have targeted that and drawn an extra card. Okay. Yikes. All the siphon essences, none of the spells that I wanted. Aw, man. Gosh. You probably suspect something. See, I don't really want to counter that guy, because then it's just going to go straight to the Storm Chaser Drake. But at the same time, I'm going to do it. Because they're still taking 6 here. That's a card. Oh, that's also a card. I am fully prepared for them to just add this Drog Skull thing. Yes, we can do it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Sweet, sweet day. Okay, we're going to play this. Ho, 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 ho. No, 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 no. We'll play that. They can counter it. They don't have a counter spell. I thought they had a counter spell. They're just color screwed, I guess. Yeah, I was trying to play around them having counterspell by holding up my counter spells and just not letting them use their mana. I figured they must have a Siphon Essence. Maybe they had a Syncopate. 7-0! Let's go! Oh my gosh, what a performance by the deck. Just crushing all comers. I mean, that's what we drew up when we were drafting it. Just like play counter magic, play like cool creatures that do stuff. I don't know, that deck was sick. Oh my gosh, what a victory. I'm honestly super impressed. Like, let's go. 7-0. I really must have cracked the code on this format. I had to just brute force my way through the 4-3 barrier, and then once I get there, I'm in the promised land. Wow. Just like felt like a perfect combination of card draw. I was always happy to have my counter magic. Had a little bit of interaction, a couple like cheap plays. This card was really not good for my deck because I did want to be able to attack with it eventually, but I just couldn't ever. But I didn't really play the aggressive matchups, and then everything just played great. The Lumberknot was good. The Piper was fantastic. It was my only rare, I think, the Piper. But the Piper felt great. Just absolutely great first pick. I was really happy I tried it. I think we dumpstered that one opponent because it couldn't be countered. And so we were just kind of in a stalemate. And I was like, well, wait. I just cast it. I was like, okay, I guess it's going to get countered. Then it's like, oh, this can't be countered. And it also makes all my other creatures unable to be countered, which was super relevant for that matchup, I feel like. Just putting in a Flourishing Hunter, untapping it, and putting it in another creature, it just felt like broken. All my counter spells were pretty good. This card really performed. I like this one. Just transforms into a bestial creature. 5/5. It's huge. And then just having a Wolf Strike for some removal and Lunar Rejection and stuff. Felt like one Scattered Thoughts with the sweet spot. Dormant Grove did some good stuff. Overall, sweet deck. I like the Skywarp Gob with the Lumberknot. Nice little combo there. And Grizzly Ritual was a good like insurance policy too. Overall, really sweet deck. I'm really happy that I tried out that Howlpack Piper and didn't let my first impressions get me down on it. Definitely going to be shifting that around in my grade spreadsheet, my tier list, which if you do become a patron of the channel and support my content, you can gain access to that tier list. It's one of my ways of saying thank you to the folks who help me continue to make these videos. So if you want to support my content, if you're enjoying the videos, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. You see how seamlessly I inserted that into the video? It was before I even reminded you that if you enjoy this video, you can hit that thumbs up button to let me know, subscribe to the channel for more draft content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And if you want to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag WildSongPowerful. Like wildly powerful, wild song power, and like howler kind of rhymes with power. You know, it's kind of a fun little pun / reminder that this card is fantastic in the right build, and I really liked it. So hashtag wild song power to let me name it all the way to the end of the video. Hashtag wild song power. Yeah, because it was a really sweet card. Let me know what you enjoyed about the video. You can also find a ton of cool stuff like the Patreon and then like my articles, the NicolaiBolas Discord, all that stuff in the description down below if you want to find more stuff. That is going to do it for this video, though. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Always feels good to get a 7-0, and this was a really sweet deck to do the job. That is going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.